Dear friends of this dear channel, I was just talking to a gentleman who is working on a project here where I live, and he told me a chilling story. He said that some time ago he lived in a neighborhood close to the Boa Vista Cemetery, also called Sangafunda, which is in the north of the city, and where, by the way, I had never been. He says that sometimes he would ride his bicycle past the cemetery at night, and that it was an amazing place, with a lot of weeds, abandoned tombs, a lot of abandonment. One night he says that he heard, coming from inside the cemetery, some chilling screams. As if they were screams of pain and despair. He felt that every hair on his body stood on end. He made the sign of the cross and left. In the days that followed, the same thing happened. Until one night, he plucked up courage and decided to check out the source of that sound. He entered the cemetery. Look, it takes a lot of courage to do that, as there was no lighting other than the moonlight, always praying and asking who was there and if he could help. Then the screams got closer and closer, and Mr. Pedro, I'll call him that, as he passed behind a tree, he had the worst sight of his life. In a shallow grave, with the appearance of a recent burial, was crouched the ghost of a boy, all covered in blood, who rose staggering towards him, crying out for help and mercy. Pedro ran with all the strength he was capable of, from that dreadful sight, grabbed his bike and pedaled at full speed home. He didn't sleep that night, he was so scared. The other day, she told what happened to a neighbor, who told her that she knew who it was, that it was the tomb of a young robber, killed by the police at the age of 19, not long ago. Pedro prayed a lot for the boy's soul, and never passed the cemetery again. Peace and light.